Hello, and welcome. You are at Woodridge Ford, and we are today broadcasting live from our lovely delivery pod / fishbowl, trying to keep our distance, all that fun stuff. And as you saw from our little beginning video there, we are going to be taking a look and giving you our first impressions of the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning. This, of course, is Ford's first electric truck and will be essentially one of the first electric trucks on the market. Of course, how could I forget? Introduce my partner in crime here. From behind the camera, Braden Park. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing fantastic, Colin. How about yourself? It feels good to be back in front of the camera instead of behind it.
It's been a while.
About a year, but it's time.
We've got to make sure we're getting you in front of the camera a little bit more often.
What better place to be than this 30-degree fishbowl weather where everyone can see us?
I know.
See us sweating profusely.
I was about to say, if the wind outside was down a bit, we're going to have to eventually take these shows outside. We've got a nice door there we can roll up. Again, a huge thank you to our IT department as always. They've made sure that our connection's strong and that we're able to broadcast this awesome show to you. So, you know, let's jump in. People saw that opening video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it to you, man. First impressions of this new all-electric, actually I'm not even gonna call it electric anymore, the Lightning F-150.
I like it. I've always been a big fan of the Lightning name ever since watching the original Fast and Furious movie where you have the red F-150 Lightning driving through at the beginning, and I always wanted Ford to bring back the Lightning, whether it be, you know, a powerful, like a 5-liter single cab truck, but then they put a blower on it, and that's kind of what I want. And seeing that they've brought the Lightning back in an EV really makes a lot of sense to me, because EVs, you know, they're kind of the future, and you can make them also sporty at the same time, and what better name for an electric vehicle than the Lightning, while continuing Ford's heritage of the F-150 Lightning.
And that's the thing, this vehicle isn't going to be a slouch. Like, it is going to really live up to that Lightning name. So right off the bat, I mean, we're seeing that 10,000 pounds towing capacity. It's a really nice one for an entry-level model truck. It's gonna be a really nice, like, that is those estimated capacity there. And it is just a fantastic truck to see that power. They're not what is it? It's about 526 horsepower?
562.
562.
Yeah.
And 775-ish.
Yeah.
See, and folks, we're getting these numbers just off the top of our heads, so you got to give us a little bit of love for that. And of course, as always, if you're enjoying what we do, like, subscribe. I have to throw that in. We'll keep our overlords happy. And of course, woodridgeford.com. Charging capability, we're going to jump right into that, and there's going to be two, of course, options here. So charging stats I'm going to bring up for us here. So first stat we're seeing, off your just mobile fast charger, so what you're going to plug into the wall, you're going to see about 14 hours to get it into that 80% range. And of course, 19 hours for the full charge. Ford Connect, which is going to be the base charge station, you're going to see the 10 and 13 hours respectively. Now, big thing that we're seeing here is the introduction of the Ford Pro Charger. This is going to be the one that a lot of people are going to want in their house, because again, you're getting that 10 to 8 hours charge capacity. And the real nice thing with this one, as I will pull up in a minute, is in case of power outage, this is going to turn your truck into a generator for your home. Now, the good folks down in Texas saw that, where power was gone for 3 days. The 9.6 kilowatt hour truck is going to be able to power your house off of that. And it's a smart charger that's going to be able to know, okay, power's out, I'm going to start drawing power from the truck. Of course, you can disconnect if you want. We're also now seeing the DC charging grid going up more and more places. I was shocked. Over at one of the malls just down the road from us, we see the first DC charging stations going in there. And you're looking at about 44 minutes to 41 minutes. So you go in, you do your stuff, your vehicle's ready to go and hit the road. This is a really good, these are really good numbers to see.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem with EVs is general, range anxiety. And as we move forward in the time where EVs become more and more popular, we're going to see more charging stations pop up, and that range anxiety will disappear with the more EVs that are on the road.
Definitely. And again, this vehicle is not a slouch for its mileage and its that you're getting. So you're getting around 300 miles, or about 482 kilometers on the extended range battery, a bit less on the standard. But this is one of those things that, for me personally, this is going to be a time will tell, because I see as in Calgary, that's going to be to Banff and back on a single charge, no problem. Of course, you have you will have charge stations out there, so you aren't going to see. But for somebody who's camping, somebody who wants to run that off, I can see this being great for the cabin. I'm just wondering how this mileage is going to work for the backwoods. But again, first generation, nothing to slouch at. We're going to see that mileage go up more and more every year.
Yeah, and it's going to be more powerful, it's going to be quicker charging, and you're going to have longer range as the technology develops. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future they add some sort of automated charging technology, whether it be even a solar panel on the roof, and it can charge as it's parked and you're not even plugged into anything. Just like you see some vans that are converted for camping, they all have solar panels on the roof, and that's kind of what enables you to be off grid for weeks at a time. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ford eventually figures out some sort of technology to kind of keep the vehicle charging when you're not even trying to.
And on that, I've just brought up, and this is going to be the big thing for somebody who's going off grid. We've got some really great numbers here. You're seeing, you can essentially run a food truck off of this thing. So it's going to be able to power. We've got around, I think in total, the numbers are up on the screen there. We've got 10 120 volt outlets built into this trunk between the back power center and in the, I hate saying this word, in the frunk. So, and we're gonna get back to that word in a minute, because poor Braden here has dealt with a week of me complaining about the word frunk.
This is true.
You saw it in the beginning there. Actually, you know what? We're giving people, they've had some time to look at this. Let's jump right into the frunk. Now, this is actually an amazing piece of, it's an amazing amount of space, because you don't have that engine. You're working off of two motors. Again, unlike a lot of the other brands, Ford will be using a two-motor system standard for that 4x4 always-on capability, but you do have that space in the front, room to fit about a week's worth of groceries, easily fit, as we saw in the video, 2 sets of golf clubs. And I just don't like the word frunk. We need a new name for that.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of bulky, and it just doesn't go with this beautiful power that is the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning.
With a frunk.
With a frunk.
Yeah. When I always picture the word F in front of anything, I picture that word fake. Like you see a fake F-150 done up to look like a F-150 Raptor. You call it a Fraptor, or I know Cobra or a regular Mustang done up to look like a Cobra. You call it a Fobra. Now we have the Frunk, which is an actual Ford term, to my understanding.
Yeah.
So
we can thank the Frunk came about from front trunk, and it has been adopted thanks to a certain electric car producing billionaire. And speaking of which, because at the end of the day, this is going to be competition for the F-150. We are going to see a Cybertruck, which I am going to bring a picture of up right now. So as Braden and all can see, I've got our picture of the Cybertruck up here.
Yeah. Beautiful lines.
Great lines.
Very modern.
A very modern truck. And this is the thing, we make the joke about this truck, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're looking at the Ford F-150. It's the first truck that's not a toy. I mean, I can throw some wheels on a library in Edmonton, and you immediately knew which truck, you knew the lines of it, but that's all it is. It's a lovely prototype, and I know I'm gonna get probably hammered by people, but it's a toy. At the end of the day, they've made a very nice toy. It has some great mileage, has some great towing capability, but when we're seeing the only number that they've given is $10,650 if you want that hands-free steering, self-driving capability. We don't know how much this vehicle is going to cost, and you have Ford coming out. They have done, I think, what is technically the first commercially viable truck. It's 68,000 Canadian to start for an XOT that has been really well equipped. So when you're hearing that 68,000, it's not that you're getting 2 motors, a couple wheels, and hit the road with your Frunk. It's you're getting that full Sync 4A system. You're getting those over-the-air updates coming through. It's just a really well-designed looking truck. And of course, the Sync 4A system, we did see this come out with the Mustang Mach-E. It's been carried through into the Edge. I can't imagine Ford they're going to continue with this. It's a nice system. It operates well.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, with the Cybertruck, I still don't even believe it's a real thing. Like, I can't imagine, I can't see it driving down the road. And, you know, there's a big hype. I don't even know how long it was ago now, close to a year, where they dropped it and everyone kind of lost their minds. But it's still, you know, I haven't heard anything about it. You don't know the price. We don't know really anything about it. And whereas Ford comes along and unveils the Lightning, and it'll be here next year.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We saw Ford. They did their video about a year ago showing that 1,000,000 foot-pound torque capability. And that's going to be a nice thing with the electrics. You are getting a lot more of that power. You're getting that great ability to tow. Now, Ford has set the the towing capability at 10,000. I think this is a really smart move. I mean, yeah, it's lower than the 3.5 liter, but again, it's going to be 10,000 pounds of realistic towing. You're going to keep your mileage in that 10,000. Above that, I mean, it's going to be able to tow above that, but you can kiss your mileage goodbye. I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah. And, you know, it's got pretty good towing, and what really gets me, though, is the 500-something horse and 700 foot-pounds of torque.
Thing's more powerful than a Raptor.
Yeah, and, you know, 775 foot-pounds of torque, you're getting close to kind of a 6.7 diesel kind of number, and it's, you know, you're getting that at 0 RPM. So your acceleration's going to be crazy, and when I think of that, I also think of the off-road enthusiast who's going to be going off-road, and you have that instant power to get yourself unstuck from any situation.
And this isn't just a truck that's going to sit idly by. This is a truck that has been built for that off-road capability. They've tested it in the water. They've tested it to make sure that it's going to be able to handle it. In a minute here, you're going to see they took it to the backwoods. This is a truck that is going to be set for the backwoods.
Yeah, it's going to be a great camping vehicle. That's for sure, when you have basically a generator on wheels.
Oh, I am looking forward to that. Like, I'm not a pickup truck person. I will admit this, I'm going to blaspheme here. I'm not a pickup truck person. I love this truck. It's got good looks, it's got good style, and the fact it's actually being tested to be a real world truck. If you're a fleet person, there is going to be that fleet option, and it's going to be starting at 58,000 Canadian.
Yeah.
And this is a real world city truck that can handle what you're going to throw at it on a construction site. And as I said before, it's going to handle that off-road. It has the ability. I love watching that thing go through the mud.
I think this will be an incredibly popular fleet vehicle, mainly because you can drive around the city all day. not bill any gas to your employer or the person who actually owns the truck, and then you go home at night and charge your vehicle, and that more or less eliminates your gas expense that you have to pay out for all your trucks if you're a larger company.
And we're still waiting, like there is the EPA standards, we're still waiting for those official numbers, we're still waiting for those window stickers to come out so we can give you that actual number. But I mean, right now, if you own a F-150, you fill that tank to the brim. In Calgary, you're looking minimum of about $240, $250, depending if you have your Costco membership handy, to fill that tank. Yeah, you're getting that 700 clicks to the fill, but it's like, again, 250 every couple weeks for a lot of people, that's a lot of money you're burning through. Yeah. So to drop your cost for a charge to about $20, it's saving you a lot.
Yeah, it is the future, EV, and as we mentioned kind of earlier in the broadcast, it's only going to get more efficient, it's going to be more powerful, quicker to charge, and you're going to be able to go farther.
And that's the other nice thing as well, is going to be maintenance on the truck. 40% less moving parts than a gas-powered engine. Yeah. Not good for our service department. Great for you, but that's going to be the nice thing. There's a lot less that can go wrong. We did hear from Ford's announcement that there are going to be those over-the-air updates. So you are going to have the ability to, again, control everything through that Ford Pass app. It's just going to really work with people's lifestyles. It's made with that Sync 4A. It's going to pull in. If there's little bugs in the system, they can fix it from your driveway. Yeah. And of course, you will have your Ford certified technicians here for anything. Sadly, like, it's a moving vehicle. Oh, there's 2 seasons in Calgary. There's winter and there's construction, and things are going to happen. Nobody wants to admit to being like, oh yeah, this vehicle's going to last forever. Vehicles get damaged. That's why you're Ford trained technicians. Woodridge Ford, we became a certified EV shop. A couple others in our group are certified EV as well. This is a great thing because we have that ability to service those vehicles.
And going back to service, when you think of Tesla, I know a couple people who own Teslas, and that's kind of their biggest complaint is the servicing of them. I couldn't even tell you where the Tesla dealership is in town and how many there are, whereas there's quite a few Ford dealerships. They're going to get you in quicker, fix your vehicle quicker if it does need to be fixed, and then you're back on the road doing what you got to do.
And on that, it's as well how Ford is building these vehicles. We saw it with the Mach-E. They're building it for life, like for a real world lifestyle. If the battery goes dead, Ford has given it easy access charge ports. Yeah. It's very easy. If your Tesla goes dead, you're spending an hour removing the front of your car just to give it a boost. And that's if you want to get in. Yeah. You can check out the videos online. I think James May did a great one talking about how much fun he had boosting his car. Yeah. And Ford has taken care of a lot of these options. It's Ford. We're biased. We work for a Ford dealership, but I truly think Ford is leading the way in what can be done with vehicles. Yeah. So next thing we are going to bring up here is the interior. So I'm going to transition to that. So you do have that nice interior, taking a lot of cues from the 2021 F-150. So if you're wanting to see along the lines, seat-wise and all that, look towards your Limited, look towards the King Ranch. Well, the King Ranch will have different, we haven't seen the final versions yet, but you're going to have that really nice, well-made Ford interior that we saw come in the 2021 F-150.
Yeah, and if you've been in a 2021 F-150, you know they're sharp-looking interiors, they're comfy, they have lots of features, it's like I couldn't really think of much more that I'd want in an interior, and if they can carry that right into the new EV, the Lightning, then you can't really go wrong with that.
And one of the features that I absolutely love is still that fold-down middle tray table that we're seeing carry over to the Lightning. Like this weekend, I'm down in Fish Creek Park. I've got some books out. I'm just trying to get a little bit of extra work done during a break. And in my car, of course, don't have fold-down tables. I've got everything spread out. I'm bent into the many, many different yoga positions you need to be. And all my mind can do is go back, it's like, damn, I really wish I had that F-150 at this point in time.
Yeah.
Like,
there's tons of opportunities. I wish I had a little table in the area where I could write things, put things when I'm just parked, eat lunch on. There's just so many uses for such a simple thing. I can't believe it hasn't been done before.
Again, beautiful dash. It's just a really nice looking car. It's got that towing capability. And did I really just say car? If anyone wants to attack me on that, I completely. But when we pull up this picture here, it's just, look at this. This is just a beautiful truck. Those headlights, those taillights. That's one thing we haven't even mentioned yet, is the headlight, that nice around the front of the...
Yeah. I mean, it looks like an EV. It looks like an F-150, but when you look at the finer details, it looks like the future. It reminds me of the movie In Time. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
It is that like slightly futuristic look to it, but still not outrageous by any means. It's very slick looking.
This is a vehicle that you would be proud to drive.
Totally.
The slight lightning bolt look to the back. It's just right across the board. This is a fantastic vehicle. You're getting great mileage. We are going to be petitioning Ford so hard to get rid of the word frunk, because for Braden's sanity, for everyone in this building's sanity, we really need to get rid of the word frunk, just to get me to shut up. But you are like, these are just a really nice looking truck.
Yeah, there's just the next evolution of the F-150, and F-150s always provide visually and performance-wise, and I don't see any reason why this isn't going to be the same.
Yeah, and of course we haven't done a call out to everyone who's watching right now. If you have questions, comments, throw them into the comments section. We do have that open top chat there. We are keeping an eye on it, so if you have questions about this vehicle, hopefully maybe we can answer a few of them for you. We've spent more time in the last week looking at this vehicle than I think is recommended to any human being. Yeah. But yeah, it's got good charging stats. Like they've done a great job. Everything is so well thought through. And I'm gonna be interested to see how it handles the Alberta landscape.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to make a detailed video on it when we get one.
We'll have to make a detailed video. So we're doing our call out. Ford, Woodridge Ford, we want that Lightning.
Yeah.
Get us vehicles. We want to look at them. We want to drool over them, but not on them. There you go. My terrible comment for the day.
Had to happen eventually.
Yeah, it had to happen. I mean, it's one of those things, like, we are excited about this. And of course, with everything going on in the world, I'm sure, like, it's gonna take us time. This is why we decided to hop on, do a live broadcast with you guys. We wanted to show you this truck. We wanted to give you our first impressions, our first opinions, based on what we've seen from the 2021 F-150, the way it drives, where Ford is taking the design of their trucks. We should all be very excited for this 2022 F-150. If you're looking at getting into an F-150, they are available for reserve right now. We realize that this is international, so if you're down south of us, down in those states, Ford.com, you just hop on. It's a $100 refundable deposit. You do your options. They're going to set you up with a great dealership down there. we're getting our chance to meet a few of these people, and it's great.
Yeah.
If you're up here in the Calgary region, log on to woodridgeford.com. We have a little site set up. Our staff are here to help you. They'll walk you through the process. Again, it's similar up here, $100. No, it is a refundable deposit, and they'll show you how to do it. They'll make sure that you get everything. They can provide you with the information you need on the vehicle.
And these things are going to sell. I don't see why they won't sell. They're very similarly priced to just a regular F-150, and you're getting the new best thing, and you're driving the future.
Yeah, and this is what we saw with the Bronco, and this sounds like I'm trying to do a bad, like, act now, they won't last long sales pitch. What we saw with the Bronco is it is a refundable reserve. If you are even remotely thinking that this is your next truck, given current supercapacitor and superconductor and microchip shortages, and if you are really looking to be one of the first people into this truck, get that reserve in place. Like, get it down, get it in place. I mean, this is literally, you have nothing to lose.
No, nothing.
You get your reserve in, you get the truck you want, and then come delivery day, they start rolling off our lot, and they're right to you.
And the interesting thing is this is still a year away. Who knows how many more accessible charging areas there will be in a year from now as we see them. I see a new one almost every day in a different spot. In a year from now, when other companies follow for it and make an EV that probably isn't as good, we'll be seeing more and more of these charging locations pop up, which is just only a benefit to you.
So within walking distance of our dealership, we already have two.
Yeah.
Within a 15-minute drive, I've so far been able to find 10. Mm-hmm. And this is just in Calgary. And yeah, we are a pretty large city. We're, well, medium-sized. I'm sure there's people in New York who's like, Calgary, a large city? Huh, what are they thinking? So we're a relatively good-sized city, but you are seeing through Canada, you are seeing they're making the electric trail. Again, it follows the Trans-Canada from coast to coast. So they're saying within what is, you're trying to get the numbers off the top of my head, I believe it's by 2026, they're saying you're going to be able to go coast to coast.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and the US is off the charts. And the nice thing with that Ford app, you do have that ability to log onto your phone or onto your Sync 4A system, bring up your route, and if you're doing a long route, if you're doing a city-to-city route, it will plan everything out for you, show you when you need to stop and charge, where the best charging station is. And again, 41 minutes to take you to a full charge.
Yeah, that's...
And we're seeing, and this is the great thing, we're seeing where those charge stations are going up are places where people are going to want them. So again, malls. So if you're charging for 40 minutes, you can stop for lunch. You have that ability to actually continue to live your life. This is going to work into a lifestyle, and that's one of the big things Ford is pushing here, is a truck for lifestyle.
And going with lifestyle, don't be surprised if in the future we see Ford add charging stations at popular trailheads if you're an off-road enthusiast. You can drive out there on a charge, plug your vehicle in for a couple minutes, and you're good to go on the trails all day.
Man, you got me thinking of of an all-electric Bronco now. You realize that?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do all EV in every model in the next decade.
$900 million US going into updating the Rouge facilities there. Mm-hmm. There is an all-electric future ahead, and I know people are really concerned about this. We come from Calgary. We're in an oil and gas town. We know people love their V6 engine, their V8. We know they love their diesels. And I think there's always going to be a spot in the market for those engines. Remember years and years ago watching an interview with Jay Leno, and he was talking, this was when the first real early days of electric vehicles were happening. And his point that he made was a very good one. When the first Model Ts, when those first vehicles were rolling off the assembly line, everyone said this is going to be the death of the horse. There's going to be no need for horses. they're gone. They're going to go extinct. They have no spot in our landscape. And we didn't see that happen. What we saw was the horse move to recreation. We saw horse breeders set up. Kentucky Derby happens every year.
Yeah.
Horses became almost a luxury, and I see this happening with fossil fuel vehicles, where there's always going to be the ability to get gasoline. There's going to be that ability to run a fossil fuel vehicle. We're just, again, with like EVs taking over,
Yeah.
we're going to see the cost of maintaining them go down a bit. And we're going to be, I think we'll see a lot more fun to be had with the fossil fuel vehicle over an electric vehicle, where the EV is going to be your workhorse.
And it's not new technology even to hypercars and supercars as the hybrid technology, and as electric vehicle technology improves and becomes more efficient, more powerful, you're going to see it tacked on to those Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, just like they have been for the last 5 or so years now, and you're going to be seeing some crazy efficiently powerful vehicles come out.
That's it, like watching NASCAR, watching Formula One. This is going to make it more exciting. At the end of the day, I know it's not going to be as loud, it's not going to be as greasy, as messy, but I think it's going to be fun. Like, it is going to put the drivers to the test, because you're going to have a hell of a lot more power coming out of your vehicle.
Yeah.
It's going to be just really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
So we're rolling up just a bit over half an hour here. Hopefully this has been a nice look at the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning. Again, if you have any questions, we're going to make sure this feed is up. Leave them in the comment section below. Braden and I watch it all the time. We'll get back to you. Again, if you're interested in this truck, reserve it.
Yep.
Get rid of the word Frunk.
That's basically the whole point of this broadcast.
This was the entire point.
Frunk is not a good word.
Frunk is not a good word. I don't frunking believe it. I said frunk. Don't you go near me, you crazy algorithm. But yeah, on that, I think we're going to wrap her up here. Yep. So one last minute, no questions. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Or we're going to let you go, live your life. We're going to go out into this nice, wonderful, warm, beautiful day. Anything? No. Going once, going twice. You know what? Thank you, everyone who's tuned in. We really appreciate it. We've really enjoyed doing this. If you like it, we'll try to get a few more of these out.
Yeah.
Different topics. Heck, we got a nice big delivery pod we can angle. We may even be able to get actual vehicles so you don't have to stare at my terrifying mug all the time. I know you guys like Braden.
Yeah.
We've already said that. So on that, again, like, subscribe. Woodridge Ford, you know what to do. Safe.
Yeah.
Last word to you, Braden.
Yeah. Think of a better word than frunk. Let us know, and we will praise you if you can come up with a good word. We really appreciate you tuning in, and we're happy to answer any questions now or in the future.
Awesome. And I think the best way to end this is go out the same way that we came in. Take care.